Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
John in Winnipeg. John says, to get Rod and the Jets into his top 3 NHL teams. Well, the Jets need to step up.
Yeah.
I have a reason for my ranking of my favorite teams. By the way, just hang on. Mandy in Edmonton wants to know, what's the MFL? It's the the NFL. It's the National Football League.
Bob's your uncle.
What a day. What a day. I know.
Everywhere.
Craig from the Hockey Hall of Fame says the NHL is now like the CFL with annual player movement. And that's what I want to say, because I just heard it last week. Somebody said, I don't follow the CFL. Their players change teams every year. Hello? Exhibit A. James Neal. How about Josh Donaldson, the bringer of rain, plays for a different team every year. So stop it with the CFL stuff on that. Thank you, Craig. We got a break.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Do you like the Edmonton Oilers offseason moves? And I'm overall probably going to give that a hard no. I don't.
How about that?
58% say no.
Basically, balance it out, it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
We heard from Oilers fans in hour one that say Ken Holland is dismantling the team. It looks like a bit of a dog's breakfast, I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is happy Thursday, everybody. Where's my bell? No breaking news today that I know of so far, Moose, but we got 2 hours to talk about all of yesterday's news.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. And I think I hurt the feelings of the intern around here, so where's HR?
I know.
I'll tell you why in a second. We were, Moose and I were having our regular curb coffee downstairs, and we were in one, right?
Yeah.
And Alan, the intern, came down. He's like, do you guys have a poll question today? And I said, why don't you go come up with 3 ideas, and we'll pick the best one. So do you remember what his 3 ideas were? He came down. He's like, are you going to watch the NBA draft? And we're like, no. What else?
Pass.
What are the Blue Jays going to do for the trade? No. Pick another one. What was his third one? Don't even remember.
Something about the NHL. Goalies, maybe?
Right. Then he was completely demoralized. He's like, I'm never doing this again.
I know.
And we came up with our own poll question, which we will get to in a moment. But, hey, Manscaped, they're back on board, huh?
That's right.
How about that?
Just checking your email?
Yes. That's the point. I never got to my emails until now, and I see that Manscaped is back on. Woo! How about that? Thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. This is the warm-up. It's brought to you by Eichel Electric. Come check out our new Regina Data and Lighting Center. Eichel Electric. Let's get to work. Coming up on the program today, Jesse Granger from The Athletic Las Vegas. He's going to get to the bottom of what's going on with Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights. And from Edmonton, longtime broadcasting media mainstays up there, Robin Brownlee and Bryn Griffiths from the Outsiders podcast going to be joining us. Commentators Clothing, brought to you by the Stony Plain Eagles today of the Alberta Junior Hockey League. You noticed that.
I like that.
And Moose's, yours is brought to you by what, Nautica or Ralph Lauren?
Something like that.
The Huge.
Just the Huge.
Okay. Kent Ridley's watching in Nashville. Smashville. He said, from Ridley Scouting, he says, give it 5 minutes, Rod. Seems like news is breaking all the time. That's for sure. But let's just slow it down for a second. Let's recap and hit the quick 6 show topics, please. Director Jordan. Thank you. Number one is NHL free agency leftovers, and I don't even know where to start. Clark and I were discussing this prior to airtime. The Athletic said $766 million were spent yesterday by NHL teams. $766 million. And then TSN said $576 million. So you know what? It's a lot. And for me to sit here and just talk about what you can't do a recap, Darren. We only got 2 hours.
It's hard.
Yeah, but I do have a recap of the Canadian teams. Edmonton made some big moves, signing forward Zach Hyman, defenseman Cody Ceci, and forward Derek Ryan. The club also re-signed blue liner Tyson Barrie to a 3-year deal and traded up-and-coming D-man Ethan Bear to the Carolina Hurricanes for left winger Warren Fogle. As we said on the Bear trade, I think a change of scenery is good for both. I endorse that move by Ken Holland, who incidentally, the general manager said, quote, obviously, we've got an incredible core that's really coming into their prime years, so I felt the responsibility and obligation as the manager to try to build a little bit deeper supporting cast as we head into the season. So while I'm a Holland fan, and the Oilers are my second favorite team, that's the truth, I'm not entirely on board with what Ken Holland's doing, but he believes in himself, so good on him. Go Oilers.
That's all you can do.
Big day in Calgary. The Flames landing forward Blake Coleman on a 6-year deal. Average annual value of $4.9 million. Defensemen were a hot commodity. On Wednesday, Canadians landing Stanley Cup winner David Savard. 4-year deal there, $3.5 million a year. He finished last season in Tampa after the Columbus Blue Jackets dealt him at the end of April at the trade deadline. The Senators added Michael Del Zotto. I mean, this is just skimming the surface. The Vancouver Canucks added Travis Hamonic. So they re-signed him. And the Jets brought in Nate Schmidt, Brendan Dillon. You all know all this. And the Leafs brought in a new goaltender, Peter Mrazek, to a 3-year deal with an average annual value of $3.8 million. Jersey sales, I guess, will be at an all-time high. Carolina's completely overdone their goaltending. And our poll question today is who, with no help from Alan the intern, who won free agency? You guys are supposed to laugh back there. Other is leading the poll, by the way. Did you guys put it up on Facebook yet? Because on Twitter, the options are Seattle, Chicago, New Jersey, or other. Others leading by a mile, 49%.
Yeah. And it's who's winning the offseason?
What'd I say?
Free agency.
Who's winning the offseason?
Right. Pretty much the same thing.
It's pretty much the same thing. Jamie Nye from News Talk Radio here in town says the Vancouver Canucks are winning free agency, which you can have it. It's July, last I looked. Todd Pinckney says Philly, duh. Stanley Cups aren't handed out in July nor August, last I checked. And I guess everybody feels that their team's winning.
Well, Vancouver is interesting. Their defense has gotten a lot better. I mean, Edler's gone. But you look at their top 4 now, and I don't know where you're going to slot guys in, but you got Quinn Hughes and Travis Hamonic. And then you've got Oliver Ekman-Larsson on that second pair with Tyler Myers. So you got 4 pretty good defensemen now in Vancouver. And you know you've got guys, if Pedersen can play better, and it's all Demko now with Holtby gone, right?
Yeah.
The pressure is squarely on Thatcher Demko.
That's what they wanted.
That's what they want. So Vancouver's not in a bad spot. Last year, I think, was a bit of an anomaly for them. They might be okay moving forward.
Yeah, the comments are coming in like crazy. I'm not going to get to all of them now. That we save that normally for later for viewer takeover. So let's move on. We have not discerned. See you guys. We have live studio audience again today. That's always fun. They were far too quiet than the
Very
normal
quiet.
people. Yeah,
We have to put the sign up so that people stay quiet.
They actually adhered to the sign.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you guys.
We're not going to tell anybody where they're from, eh? We'll leave that up to their imagination. Point 2, National Football League notes. Were you watching ESPN this morning?
Yes.
Just listen.
Looking for a wise-ass reply there.
Is there a C in Cleveland?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Oh, good one, Rod.
It was all about Aaron Rodgers. And it's like, come on, Aaron. I'm going to go back to calling him Sharon Rodgers. Like, come on. Or Karen, maybe.
Karen.
He's turned into a Karen.
I know.
Look, if you're that upset with the Green Bay Packers, why show up? Now, having said all that, I said this the other day. I understand he's a really good guy. I've never met him. Torrey Gurley thinks the world of him. But he showed up to camp, and we just thought, here we go. It's on. Let's go. And then he sat at the podium yesterday and dumped all over the Packers again. And it's like, how's this going to work? That's all. I've gone back and forth on this. What a soap opera.
Oh, yeah.
I've often said sports is the real-life version of soap operas, and that's what this is. I'd like to hear from Green Bay fans, but that's the tough part about being an analyst or an insider. Tori Gurley came on here on Friday. He's like, I don't expect Aaron Rodgers will be in camp, and I don't expect him to be on the roster in week 1. All of a sudden, he's there because Aaron had a change of heart. Like, pick a side, Aaron. It's getting a little nauseating because we got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Why are we spending all this time on Aaron Rodgers, who can't make up his mind? Then you got Dakota Prescott over there in Dallas, and he's hurt. He's got a sore arm. The Cowboys have been working out early because they're playing in the Hall of Fame game next week, which is a whole other thing. Jimmy Johnson's going into the Hall of Fame, right? But Jerry Jones won't put him on the Cowboys Ring of Honor because he's still got a beef. Listen, I'm going off on a tangent here, but that's why I guess they call it the Rod Pedersen Show. Dak's hurt, whatever. He'll get over it. He doesn't even need to play in the preseason. It's fine. But the thing with Jerry Jones, he gets in the semi. I've heard about it in Oxnard, California, with the fans, and he tosses like stuffed toys to them and merchandise and footballs. And Jerry Jones, he's Santa Claus. He's the greatest thing. I'm like, the guy's got a black heart, okay? Just because he owns the Dallas Cowboys, and that's my favorite team, and they're the greatest team on the football team on the planet. We all get that. He's not a nice guy. And he's the typical sports executive that can't get over things. Do you know anybody like that? He can't get over it. It's been how many years? And I wish the great late Bobby Eichel was still alive. But because he's not, go read his book, because he worked for the Dallas Cowboys in that era of the early to mid-'90s when they were winning Super Bowls. And he went deep in his book, The Waterboy, about how it fell apart between Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. And it was all Jerry Jones. You should go read the book, right? And here we are 26 years later, and Jerry still can't get over it. Grow up, Jerry. Grow up. Feels like a Seinfeld episode. Are we done on that? Do you have any takes on that?
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Jerry?
No, Jimmy's going in. Well, Jerry's in there, too.
Yes.
Which is great. Justin Timberlake sang at his Hall of Fame party, random. Inauguration, yeah. But Jimmy's going in. They won't put him on the Ring of Honor. Nope, not happening. And you'd be surprised. Jerry Jones is not the first and won't be the last.
That can't get over something?
That can't get over things. You know, it happens all the time.
Doesn't make it right.
Of course not. Time heals all wounds, right? You say people heal wounds.
It's the truth.
I think it's a combination. You know? And I don't know. Jerry might take this one to his grave.
Oh, he probably will. But I can't believe he was listening to me because, and I know you generally do, but that's the thing. The saying is time heals all wounds, but it doesn't. People do. I know people that have been waiting 50 years for wounds to heal. Doesn't happen because the two sides don't want to, right? Oh, anyways, moving on, point 3, CFL Notes. What's going on? I'm telling you, it's still the biggest story in the Canadian Football League is injuries. And yesterday, Blake Jackson, wide receiver for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, went down with a blown Achilles. He's now the 8th guy in the CFL to blow an Achilles. It makes no sense. The cut down is 10 p.m. Eastern Friday night. I saw the story at 3downnation.com that the Rough Riders have said their picks are basically already made. They know what theirs are. 3downnation.com. Are you going anywhere else for your CFL news?
No. I can't even go. I'm not even going to Twitter, which I usually would, but there hasn't been a lot of tweets.
Not a lot there.
3 down, yeah.
And by the way, my phone went off yesterday after the show from some football people saying, what was today's show all about? Light the Edmonton Elks on fire, bringing on their disgruntled players? And I said, did you watch the show? Because that's not what we did. Those guys just wanted to come on and tell their side of the story. They did not make the Edmonton Elks look bad at all.
No.
If anything, a lot of viewers thought Derek Dennis made himself look bad. That's your call, whatever. We just wanted to give the players a platform, so it was not light the Edmonton Elks fire on Fire Day. That's coming. Trenton, Norway. Norway calling. It is 6:13 p.m. there, by the way. I'm not sure if anyone won day one of NHL free agency. My head is spinning around just like you guys. As for the Olympics, the women keep bringing the medals home. The men need to step up. Great rant on Jared Jones. He needs to become a person who heals wounds. Stay well, everyone. Moving on. Thank you for bringing the segue, Trent, of the Olympics. I was not watching the Olympics last night. I was watching Major League Baseball, and it was great. But Novak Djokovic, okay, must have been watching our show the other day or reading my diary. Did you see what Novak Djokovic said about Simone Biles?
I missed it.
Here's what Djokovic, the Joker, said. Said, quote, "Pressure is a privilege." With the topic of athletes' mental health and pressure being discussed at the Olympics, the top-ranked Serb was asked how he deals with the pressure of attempting to become the first man in tennis to achieve a golden slam. He says that without pressure, there is no professional sport, and adds that if you are aiming to be at the top of the game, you better start learning how to deal with pressure and how to cope with those moments. Who said that the other day? Which, there's no right or wrong answer on this, but I was talking with my counselor last night, the top mental health addictions counselor in the country, Rand Teed, about this Simone Biles situation. And he said, hey, he goes, I admire her courage. Who knows what she was dealing with? He took it a lot further than I did. He's like, well, if she's having suicidal thoughts. I'm like, well, I'd like to think she's not having suicidal thoughts. I mean, with the people that I'm dealing with in sports, it's literally, I can't do this. I'm too overwhelmed. Maybe Simone is having that. I don't know. I lean more to the Novak Djokovic thing. That you got to face the dragon. Or you're never going to win. And I just want to add, or you're never going to get ahead. I've turned down so many exciting opportunities in my life because I was too overwhelmed and couldn't do it. And I look back and go, all the things that I missed out on because I allowed my psyche to take over. Right? Nothing scares me anymore. Nothing. I think that's pretty clear, isn't it?
Yeah. We do that all the time, right? Don't ask that girl out, or don't, take this opportunity, or don't swing the bat, or whatever it might be. I mean, the truth is we don't really know what's going on in somebody else's head. So if it's suicidal thoughts or if it's whatever, I mean, respect her decision to do what she thinks is best for her. Yeah. But for a lot of, I completely understand where you're coming from too. It's like you have to, sometimes face some of these difficult situations.
I love the debate.
It's great.
By the way, and Stephen Numedal is watching in the Gateway to the North. He says if Djokovic breaks under pressure, he loses a match. If Biles does, she could break her neck. I get it. But this is what I would say, and this is what I do say to the young kids in those situations. Anybody facing a pressure situation, this is what you do. This is where you're at home, is out on that bar. You've trained for the last 4 years in your entire lifetime to do this. Just go out and trust yourself and do what you do. But that's completely looking at it from the outside, and I don't know specifically what she's dealing with. But again, if you're afraid of breaking your neck in gymnastics, don't do it. What do we do? Why did we come all the way to Tokyo for? That's the way I look at it. That's just me. And Blue Jays at Red Sox today to close out that series. They split the doubleheader yesterday. 4-1 scores, bookend. And point 6, I left blank. What would point 6 be? What else is going on?
Oh, boy.
Nothing. I think we covered it.
NFL training camps. You mentioned your Cowboys and Aaron Rodgers all in one. What else is going on there? That's probably the next biggest thing is NFL training camps.
We got questions, and we'll get to them later. This has been the warm-up, and we're going to Vegas next. Literally, waking up in Vegas.
Yeah.
With Jesse Granger of The Athletic. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
At Capital Ford Lincoln, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. we're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital Ford Lincoln, we'll buy it.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com. Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Coast to coast on the Game Plus television network. 10 provinces in Canada, 31 states. In America, just ahead of Jesse Granger from the Athletic Las Vegas, Don Mitchell, our Navy friend, writing us on the Prairie Mobile text line. And you can reach us at 306-840-8777. He says, regarding the Canadian women's success at the Olympics this year, why do we need to divide it between men and women? Yay, girl power. Men, you suck. Can we not be just happy the Canadian athletes are doing well in the Olympics? This divisiveness or always have to find a way to divide is what's tearing not only this country, but the world apart. Do better, Canadians. Or, Don, we could say it's fact. All of Canada's medals at the Olympics have been won by women. That's a fact. Why are you going nuts about it?
That's right.
It's a fact. Okay? And from Brady, he says, hey, Rod, going in to get my wisdom teeth removed this morning. I love the pickups of David Savard and Mike Hoffman by the Montreal Canadiens. Now we just need a center to replace Danault. I'll be watching the NBA entry draft tonight. Raptors select 4th overall. There we go. Thank you for the life update, Brady. I would like the life update of one Jesse Granger from the Vegas Athletic Vegas, joining us now from the Meadow. How you doing, Jesse?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good. Well, I was okay till the trade yesterday, or Tuesday, I guess now, with Marc-Andre Fleury. Did you see this coming down, A? And B, what's been the reaction among the Golden Knights fan base?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it coming the day it happened. I woke up and a few hours or a few minutes later was getting texts that Fleury was being traded. I wasn't expecting it that day, but I mean, there were signs that this was a possibility. Clearly, the team had invested a lot in Robin Lehner, signing him to that 5-year, $25 million extension last offseason. And I think it was pretty obvious that Coach Pete DeBoer preferred Lehner as his goalie, and the fact that Fleury was a little older. To me, the signs that were pointing towards Fleury getting dealt, as soon as the season ended, Marc-Andre reached out to me. Everything he said to me was, hey, I want to stay in Vegas. I want to play here. I want to finish my career here. I want to retire here. And those are things you don't usually hear from a player that has a year left on his contract, unless he thinks that maybe there's a chance he could be traded. I spoke with his agent, Alan Walsh, and he said a lot of the same things. My client wants to stay here. He's willing to sign an extension to beyond this season to make that happen. So to me, those were kind of signs that these guys have a feeling that there's a chance he could be moved this offseason. As far as the fan reaction, about what you'd expect. I think one fan on Twitter had a video or a picture of their Golden Knights hat that they put on their grill and set it on fire. It was engulfed in flames. There were plenty of fans saying, oh, I'm never going to renew my season ticket. I think that maybe they'll calm down after a couple days, but it was a pretty dramatic reaction in Las Vegas. He is by far the most popular player in franchise history by a wide margin. And they're going to miss him.
No doubt. But, listen, the truth always comes out, as they say, and I'm just wondering, what was the relationship between Marc-Andre Fleury and Robin Lehner? Was there more to it than we thought? Did Alan Walsh create more hard feelings than we thought? I mean, clearly he's a divisive guy, the agent Alan Walsh. I mean, I'd like to believe that the flower was what we see on television. I know it's hard for you, and I talked to the Vegas media, not traveling with the team throughout the pandemic and stuff until the end, so to get the vibe of being around them. But was there more to this story, that this was addition by subtraction in a way? And also, how much do you think Marc-Andre Fleury's gaffe in Game 3 lead to this trade? Because as Kelly McCrimmon said, he's got to put a winning team on the ice, and they didn't win the Stanley Cup.
I don't think the puck handling mishap in Game 3 had anything to do with it, because Fleury was their best player all season. So I think this was more to do with his age, his contract status, the fact that Robin Lehner is younger, the fact that he's cheaper, and the fact that he has 4 years left on his deal compared to only one for Fleury. So I think that was the determining factor. I think they needed to get rid of a goalie, and I have heard that there was interest in both. This wasn't a slam dunk, we're trading Marc-Andre Fleury. I think if they would have gotten an offer that they liked for Robin Lehner, that could have been a possibility. Obviously, that didn't happen, so Fleury's the guy who goes. But I don't think that gaffe in Game 3 against Montreal had anything to do with it. The relationship between Fleury and Lehner was fantastic. It was solid the first season when they first traded for Lehner. I mean, they were teammates. They weren't friends, but they were teammates, and that's all you need to be. This past season, they have become really close friends. Those two, if you're looking for a like divisive nature between maybe the front office and Fleury, maybe if you want to look for that, between Robin Lehner and Fleury, absolutely not. There was nothing there. Those two are really close. Robin Lehner told the story about Marc-Andre Fleury's kids drawing a picture of him to wish him good luck in Game 6 against Montreal going into that big game. Fleury's kids were drawing him pictures throughout the playoffs, sending them to their father for encouragement before games. And then when they found out Lehner was starting Game 6 against Montreal, they decided to draw one for him. So that's just a small little anecdote that kind of shows you those two grew close. And I think that was part of the reason that this goalie tandem worked so well. And I think the Golden Knights while they wanted to move a goalie this offseason to open up cap space to make some of the moves like they did yesterday, I think that they were sort of open to the possibility of them both returning. And I think Fleury and Lehner's relationship and their ability to work together, and obviously they played really well together last year, I think that was a big part of that.
Jesse, I'm loving the interview, by the way, as a Golden Knights fan. I appreciate the time today and the information. And I'll move ahead. Flower was my favorite Golden Knight. That's why I'm hung up on this, Moose. Do you expect that he will play again? Because as you saw in these playoffs and in the regular season, he was moving up the NHL record books into the top 4 in wins all time, right? He passed Eddie the Eagle. And he's the reigning Vezina Trophy winner. He's not going to retire, is he? Like, what do you think he's going to do?
Yeah, we all saw Alan Walsh, his longtime agent's tweet about how he's going to talk to his family and evaluate his hockey future. And there's some belief that maybe he won't show up to play for the Chicago Blackhawks. I don't think so. What I'll say is I've had great communication with Fleury, gotten to know him really well over the last 4 years. I got to go live in his hometown for a week and meet all the people he grew up with. And over that time, what I've learned is this guy loves hockey more than any human being I've ever met in my life. And someone who loves hockey as much as Marc-Andre Fleury and is playing it as well as he did last year, having his best season of his life, winning the Vezina Trophy, I just don't see a way that he hangs him up right now, the way he enjoys the game. I've asked him many times about his future in hockey, and his answer always involves some version of, when I'm not having fun anymore, and it's not just the games, because the games are fun for everyone, right? It's practice, it's training in the off season, it's eating right, it's keeping your body ready for this. When he doesn't enjoy that stuff anymore, he'll retire. And I don't think he's reached that point. I think he's still enjoying the game very much. I think his hesitancy to leave Vegas, because he's been saying, I don't want to play anywhere but Vegas. I want to retire in Vegas. I may not play for whoever you trade me to, whatever. I think that's more his family. His wife, his kids have grown to love this city. They were heartbroken when they had to leave Pittsburgh. He didn't want to move his family, but when he moved them out here, they really fell in love with this city. The schools, the area, the neighborhood, the people, they love everything about it. So I think his hesitancy to play for somewhere else, I think that's all family driven. I think his family loves it in Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised if Fleury stays in Vegas and spends his summers here. A lot of the players do. Nate Schmidt, Malcolm Subban are out here right now after being traded to Chicago and Vancouver. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's a situation we see with Fleury. But I don't think that family and him wanting to stay in Vegas is enough for him to end his NHL career prematurely. So I would expect that he does show up to Chicago eventually and plays for the Blackhawks and plays well.
Jesse, a few minutes left. Our face-off between Darren and I yesterday was, are the Golden Knights a better team Wednesday than they were Monday? Via that trade, the other trades, the free agency happenings, and they're not done yet. How would you answer that question? Are they a better team coming out of this week than they were going into it?
That's a tough question to answer. I will say right now I lean towards no, because you lose Marc-Andre Fleury. And like I said, I think he was their best player on the ice last season. In the regular season and the postseason, he was their best player. So you lose that guy, that's a huge loss. I will say there are a lot of variables that could lead to this team being better next year. Obviously, Robin Lehner's play is a huge part. He is an excellent goalie, but he has not proven that he can be the guy on a contending team. He's been the guy before back in Buffalo, but that was on a bad team that was going nowhere. He's also played on successful teams. He played on the Islanders and he's played in Vegas and been through playoffs, but those were rotations. He's never been the guy on a team. I think he's talented enough to do it. We have to see if he can. So obviously his play is going to play a huge factor in that. If there's a huge drop-off in goaltending suddenly, this team will not be better. I promise you, if there's a drop-off in goaltending, they will not be better. However, if Lehner can play well, play as good as Fleury did the last couple of years, and Evgeny Dadonov is their big ad. They traded for him from Ottawa. They sent Nick Holden in a third-round pick. He's coming off of an off year in Ottawa where he was not good. But the 3 years prior to that, he was excellent in Florida, playing with Alexander Barkov on that top line. Talking to him, talking to Kelly McCrimmon, speaking with people in Ottawa, I think there's a lot of belief amongst the Golden Knights people, even people in Ottawa, and Dadonov that last year was rough on him. His wife was not with him in Ottawa. They have 2 kids. She was pregnant with their 3rd child, and he was all alone in Ottawa by himself, dealing with all those COVID protocols. We've heard from all the NHL players how isolated they were. I think that was tough on him. I also think that he's a guy who's a finisher of plays. He's not necessarily a driver of offense, but he finishes the plays after guys like Barkov and Huberdeau make plays for him in Florida. And I think in Ottawa, they simply didn't have the guys to get him the puck in dangerous spots. So I think a combination of him being able to get a little bit back to normal life with his family being out here in Vegas and him playing with talented players. You know he's going to be put on a line with very talented offensive players in Vegas. I think if Barkov can give the Golden Knights that finishing touch that they were missing, because this team has dominated in possession, in scoring chances, in high danger chances, expected goals. They're always dominating in all those stats. They outshoot teams 2-1, and then they lose. And that's been happening for 2 or 3 years now. And I think they've been looking for a finisher. And I think that they believe Evgeny Dadonov is that finisher. If he comes to Vegas, he's suddenly that 20, 30-goal scorer that he was in Florida. He's finishing place. He's putting the puck in the net. He helps their power play, which was historically bad in the playoffs. I think, and then another wild card is Nolan Patrick. They trade for Nolan Patrick. They make that swap with Cody Glass. Kelly McCrimmon managed Nolan Patrick in Brandon in his junior years. He believes in Nolan Patrick. If suddenly they can make Nolan Patrick look like that number 2 overall pick, and if Evgeny Dadonov works out, I think if things go the Golden Knights' way, this team can absolutely be better than last year. But that's a lot of ifs, and it's a lot of things that maybe won't happen. And like betting on Nolan Patrick to suddenly figure it out in the NHL isn't a sure thing. Dadonov, maybe that year in Ottawa isn't necessarily a down year and an outlier. Maybe that's just what's more to come. So I think right now I lean towards the Golden Knights are not better, but there's plenty of reason to believe that if things go right for them, this team could be a lot better next year.
Just real quickly, Michael Wynn watching in Winnipeg says, Dynamite guest, #VGK. Jenna Reagan in Southern California says, hi, good morning. Let's go, Buffalo. And Jex in Edmonton wants to know about Jack Eichel. And I'll just say in the 60 seconds we have left, I think that's going to be the biggest story here moving forward is where does Jack Eichel go? Any chance he lands in Vegas?
Yeah, last night, Kelly McCrimmon said that they don't expect to be involved in any talks moving forward. And that wasn't specifically with Eichel. That was just more of a general question. Obviously, he's not going to come out and say he's trying to get Jack Eichel. So maybe there is a chance. But I got the feeling that maybe they're pretty happy with their offseason. I thought Eichel was a possibility, but now that they've traded for Evgeny Dadonov, that's $5 million. They signed Alec Martinez, that's another $5.25 million. And then they re-signed Matthias Janmark, who was an unrestricted free agent that they picked up as a deadline rental. Even Janmark thought he was a goner. Like, I talked to him at the end of the season, and he didn't think he was coming back. So the fact that they brought all those guys in makes me think that they're probably out on Eichel.
Outstanding update, Jesse. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of summer. Hopefully things slow down a bit in August. And, stay cool.
Thanks for having me.
Jesse Granger from The Athletic Las Vegas joining us, talking a little Golden Knights. Okay, we got 25 minutes left in this hour 1. And when we come back, a sports update and full-on viewer takeover because a lot of people want to get into the CFL, I see. And more on this, so hang on. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook live streaming and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online, ultimatefanzone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. ultimatefanzone.ca or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw, home of everything authentic.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with The Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. As I said, we'll get into viewer takeover in a moment. I think I should read this. Ready? Support for the Rod Pedersen Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. That's right, the 4.0. I've got the 3.0. He took the 4.0. How do you like it?
Love it.
How about that? Join over 2 million men. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with a promo code RP20. Manscaped.com. Keeping us on the air. People want to talk about Simone Biles, which is cool. We will. Sports update. Randall Grichuk belted a 2-run homer and had 3 RBIs as the Blue Jays downed the Red Sox 4-1 in Game 1 of a doubleheader at Fenway. Boston turned the tables in Game 2 as rookie starter Tanner Houck struck out 7 over 4 innings of a 4-1 decision over Toronto. Rookie Jarren Duran hit his first Major League triple for the AL Eastern leaders, an RBI drive in the 4th. Aaron Judge went from being a late scratch to hitting a tie-breaking single in a 2-run 10th inning as the Yankees beat the Tampa Bay Rays for the second straight day 3-1. Judge was taken out of the lineup about 30 minutes before the scheduled first pitch. Did you know why, by the way? Do you know what Aaron Boone, the skipper, said after?
What did he say?
He had doctor's appointments.
He had an appointment.
That's what he said. Supposedly. So him and Andrew Harris have the same doctor.
Aaron Boone, Mike O'Shea. There's got to be a connection.
Worlds colliding, Jerry.
That's pretty good.
Canada has its first rowing medal at the Tokyo Olympics. Victoria's Kaylee Filmer and Hillary Janssens of Surrey, BC took bronze in the women's pair with a time of 6 minutes, 52.1 seconds. I don't know if you saw the interview with them afterwards where they broke down.
Oh, I did.
That's my favorite part of the Olympics, the interviews with the athletes.
Oh, I know. And the one girl, it's like the interviewee, whoever's doing the interview is like, so proud of you. 4th at the Olympics is amazing. Yeah. And they're all crying. And the one girl's like, yeah, 4th sucks. Like, we were actually pretty disappointed. But that actually shows where the culture of, the Canadian swim team is at, where they now expect to be on the podium. So I kind of like that they're disappointed with 4th because the expectations have been raised.
Hey.
So it should be.
Who said it?
Ricky Bobby.
If you're not first, you're last. Shake and bake. The Toronto Raptors general manager says the team is keeping all options open ahead of the NBA draft. Bobby Webster says the team has narrowed its list of potential players to pick, but it could change depending on the 3 teams picking ahead of them. The Detroit Pistons have the first pick. Yes, they still have a team, followed by the Houston Rockets, Cleveland Cavaliers, and then the Raptors at number 4. Alan the intern will be watching. He actually wrote a tremendous preview at rodpeterson.com. Alan the intern. Follow him on Twitter at Alan the intern. This sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. Well, I said viewer takeover, and we do have breaking news, by the way. The Tampa Bay Lightning signing Corey Perry to a 2-year deal.
Whoa.
How about that?
Okay.
The movement continues. From the text line for Prairie Mobile, your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. From the 801, anonymous texter says, it's like everyone's forgetting that Simone Biles grew up being sexually assaulted by Larry Nassar and has openly talked about wanting to commit suicide multiple times in her life because of it. She said the only reason why she came back to compete in these Olympics is because she's the only Nassar abuse survivor still competing and wanted to continue to provide a voice and platform for those survivors by competing. Maybe everyone should take her history and background into account before saying she should just compete, because she has been pushing through it to become the best gymnast in the world for years and years. But now she broke, and she shouldn't be ashamed for it. Or shouldn't be shamed for it. Great take there.
That's amazing.
If I had a name, that might be the rock star of the day.
You know what? Absolutely. Could name it right now, rock star of the day. Whoever sent it in, we don't know who it is. But that's right. I think that's important to say, you know what? We're not telling Simone Biles what to do here. Only she can make that decision. You know, everybody's got to assess themselves differently. If you got, some really serious stuff going on, you got to make the right decision for you. If you're a little bit nervous, you got to push through. It all depends on what you're dealing with, but that's a great take.
Poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. Who's winning the offseason in the National Hockey League? The options we came up with were Seattle, Chicago, New Jersey, or other. Who's leading on Facebook, Moose?
Other, just by a whisker over Chicago, and then there's Seattle. Nobody's picking Jersey. Zero.
How about that? The reason we put Jersey in there was because they signed the number 1 fish in the pond, Dougie Hamilton.
That's right.
That's the only reason we put him in. Don Muir's watching in Winnipeg. He says, go Jets, go. Morning, gentlemen. He says the Winnipeg Jets are winning the offseason in the National Hockey League. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Because not that long ago, they wanted everybody fired in Winnipeg. I have realized that I'm not to listen to Jets fans. I love them. I love the Winnipeggers. I really do. But you can't listen to them.
No,
they're too emotional.
That's right.
They're too attached.
Jets fans and Habs fans.
Rider fans.
Very emotional.
Oiler fans.
Very emotional.
Just can't listen to them. Let them vent.
Yeah.
Let them be wrong sometimes. Anyways, 306-840-8777 is the text line. You can reach us here. Coming up in hour 2, we got Robin Brownlee and Bryn Griffiths from the Outsiders podcast in Edmonton. We'll go over this Oilers stuff. We'll go over this Elks stuff. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says fans are a fickle bunch everywhere. No doubt. But I'm talking those fan bases there are over the top. Because it's literally one. It was that poll question we had this winter where it's like, who wins a playoff series between the Leafs and the Oilers? And all our Winnipeg viewers are chiming in. What about the Jets? Week later, they want Paul Maurice fired. That's all.
But the Bergevin stuff. They thought he should win GM of the year. But 2 weeks before that, they thought he should have been fired. And this team has no chance. And then they win a game, and they think they're going to win the series. Then they lose a game, and they think everybody should be fired, and Deschamps shouldn't be hired. And
oh, yeah.
It's up and down and up and down. But that's the roller coaster that you're on if you're
it's
a
just
fan
like
of those teams.
You're riding a wave.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to ride it. Jex in Edmonton. I agree, boys. Canadian NHL team fans just need to vent. Looking forward to the CFL season. Is it a Canadian thing? Can we hear from the American viewers? I'm sure they're more passionate down there. That's a fact. What's the most passionate American fan base? Ryan Gregory writes it on YouTube. He says, I honestly believe that Paul Maurice is a top 5 coach in the National Hockey League. I'd put him up there. We still can't explain what happened with the sweep against Montreal in round 1. I don't know that there is an answer for that. It's like the Scheifele hit it was the end of it. Shouldn't have even been a suspension. But we'll pause and come back with whatever you want to talk about. It's the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook live streaming daily and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel. Offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Peterson.
Welcome back, everybody. Canada's daytime sports talk show rolls on. We had Jesse Granger with us from The Athletic Las Vegas earlier. And coming up in hour 2, Robin Brownlee and Bryn Griffiths from Edmonton. But this is what we call viewer takeover. And Jennifer down at the Four Seasons writes in, I guess you could say it's the official sports bar of the RP show. How about that?
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah.
She says, man, when you miss the first 30 minutes of the show, it's like you missed the whole show. Damn. I'm trying to catch up. Just jump in.
And for that,
right in the middle of the race,
we have the Daily Blitz. The first 20 minutes, everything you need. 6 points on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Rod Pedersen Show Daily Blitz, the short 20 minutes. Perfect to catch up on everything you need.
So many people say that opening 20 minutes of the show is the best 20 minutes in sports talk on the continent because we cover everything. If you missed it earlier, NHL free agency leftovers, NFL notes, Aaron Rodgers is turning into a Karen. I ripped Jerry Jones for having no heart. Actually, I said his heart is black.
That's right.
CFL notes, another blown Achilles in Winnipeg. Cut downs tomorrow. Olympics and mental health. The Blue Jays at the Red Sox. We covered it all. Anywho, Ray in the 6 Kitchener, Ontario area writes in, Rod, totally underwhelmed with the Leafs. Dubas continues to tie his hands by tying up all the money in 4 players. How much longer do Leaf fans have to put up with this? Totally frustrating. That's from Ray. Wait a minute, Ray. We can set our watch by this. It'll be September 15th. The Leafs are going to win the Stanley Cup. It'll be coming out of Clark's mouth. Set your watch. Just wait. You can set your watch to it. It's coming up in about a month. Did you not? Did you? You're offended? Good. That was the intention. Did they not give up a first-round pick for Nick Foligno? What did you give up for Nick Foligno? Wasn't a first-rounder, was it? Whatever it was.
Gone.
He's gone. A third and 2/4, and now he signed with Boston. A first-rounder and 2/4.
And now he's in Boston. No big deal.
Exhibit A. Tell him what he's won, Bob.
As long as Dubas is in on that core, right, with Riley and Marner and Matthews and Tavares, there is no need for other moves. If you believe in them, you got to just be patient and wait for it to happen. Or you got to break up the core.
Or go cheer for the Seattle Kraken. Don Mitchell writes in, says, that's rich coming from Moose DuPont. Leafs fans are at an epic level above all other fan bases to their craziness. Oh, I agree. I didn't put him in the Jets, Oilers, Rider fans camp because you guys are full-on cuckoo.
Well, don't put me in that group.
What do you mean? Are you a Kraken fan now?
Am I that cuckoo? No, here's what, again, we're going to have a day for this again to go through what every fan base's thing is. I look at Leaf fans, which I am one, but we all like to not consider ourselves in the crazy pool, and I'm probably in the crazy pool, right? But I'm not. Anyways, I think Leaf fans are among the most annoying in sports.
Agreed.
Absolutely. But I just don't think, and maybe I'm just not listening to the right people, but they're not on the wagon, off the wagon. They always think they're going to win.
Okay.
And that's annoying.
That's true. By the way, why I'm ringing the bell, I don't know, but Tim Capper in Montreal says, with the Alouettes allowed up to 15,000 in-stadium season ticket members, social distancing has been put in place for the home opener on August 27th. All of this and more coming up in hour 2 after this break. You're watching on the Game Plus television network.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-In Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Do you like the Edmonton Oilers off-season moves? And I'm overall probably going to give that a hard no. I don't.
How about that?
58% say no.
Basically, balance it out, it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
We heard from Oilers fans in hour one that say Ken Holland is dismantling the team. It looks like a bit of a dog's breakfast, I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Yeah. Welcome to the RP Show, everybody. Thank you, Rick Regan. It is hour two. I'm just writing some notes down here. Bear with me. The second half kickoff is where we're at. It's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC, Seattle Kraken Fan Club, and the official sports bar of the RP Show. We had a comment come in here from Toledo, Ohio. My good guy, Mick Gonzalez from ESPN Radio Toledo. And by the way, Mick, I haven't been on your show for a long time. Let's figure that one out. You've been on that show, eh, Moose?
That's right.
The cheap seats.
Yeah.
Mick in Toledo, Ohio, where they watch our show on the Game Plus Network, gets carried on the Buckeye cable carrier service. I feel like if we went to Ohio for a road trip and to do the show, we'd be very popular in Ohio. I feel like that.
I think so.
So, yeah. You're going to say something?
No. I just think we'd be popular down there.
And believe me, we got some juicy stuff coming here. Because we were talking, like I was saying, what's not the most annoying fan base? I said, what's the most rabid fan base in America? We said the Leafs are at another level for expectations that are ridiculous. But Jets, Oilers, Rider fans here in Canada, just completely irrational. You said it really well. Like, Leafs fans are never off the bandwagon.
No.
Right? They're never off. They're always on. Whereas those other fan bases are just irrationally up and down, up and down. It's too much. Just like a toilet seat, you know? Too much to live with.
That's right.
And I just said, what fan base is like that? Because I don't live there. And Jeff in Winnipeg says U.S. college football fans, right? And somehow this morphed into who are the most arrogant fans. Now that's finger licking good right there.
Oh, yeah.
Because somebody brought up the Calgary Stampeder fans, and Jeff, the Stamps fan, completely got defensive. And I'll be honest, I don't mind saying it, and we got a lot of viewers in Calgary. We got sick of the Stampeders being in the Grey Cup every year, but I was the first to say that's not the Stampeders' fault. It's not the Stamps' fault that they've had this excellence, but I'm just tired of seeing them. It's like the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. We all got tired of seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Can you not agree with that?
I agree.
Yet it wasn't the Patriots' fault. The Stamps fans have been spoiled, and with that comes a little bit of arrogance, and that's fine. I was going to say that I know one Patriots fan, and he's like a goof, but I actually know two, and one's a really good guy. But I only know two.
Yeah.
Are Patriots fans arrogant? I don't know enough of them.
I know, right?
I think there's a chance that they might be very arrogant.
I think they were arrogant. I think they've been humbled, and the arrogance is gone instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monty in Saskatoon says New York Yankee fans. That's yes.
Ooh.
Yes. You're on to something, Monty. But how many World Series do they have? Like 27?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the big board. Can somebody tell? Well, in a minute. Wait a minute. Jennifer down to the Four Seasons says, how about just seeing Tom Brady? Ugh. Yeah, just seeing Tom Brady makes my heart flutter. Patriots or not. Bucks, whatever. Wolverines. Don't hang this on Tom. He doesn't even like the Patriots.
That's right.
Like, whoa. Didn't take an off-ramp to Crazy Town here. And they're saying Flames fans. I don't feel like I should say what jumps into my mind with Flames fans. I think they're more negative than they are positive. I think they're more off the bandwagon than they're on. And I think they have good reason to be. Yeah. I think they're 60% negative, 40% positive in Calgary. What do I win? Alan the intern, 27 World Series. And you guys thought I was just a hockey and football guy. Dun.
Just once, though, in the last 20 years.
Coming from the Leaf fan.
09. But then it was 2000, 99, 98, 96. Like, dominance. The Yankees. And that's what we grew up with. Or I grew up in the 90s as a kid. That's when I really got into baseball, right? Watching the Jays. And how frustrating being a Jays fan in the 90s when the Yankees win every single year.
Yeah.
So.
Breaking news today. Bo Halverson writes that, and he says, just saw Corey Perry going to Tampa Bay. Really? What was he driving?
Jeff Kabilis.
Rod?
Jeff Kabilis last hour said, you know, Corey Perry just pulled the biggest heel turn going from Montreal to Tampa. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Marian Hossa, right?
Marian Hossa.
Lost the Stanley Cup with Pittsburgh.
With everybody.
Then goes to Chicago.
Lost.
And loses it to Pittsburgh. So, in that theory, Montreal's going to beat Tampa in the Stanley Cup this year.
Did he end up winning with Detroit?
He did end up winning one, yeah. Yeah. So good for him. But.
Regarding annoying fans, I guess. I don't know. Darren Workman's watching in Salt Lake City, Utah. And he says, University of Texas football fans. All hat, no cattle. What song is it?
I've been working on the railroad.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. Which is deemed to be offensive, by the way.
What?
Nice segue, by the way, to our comment from Mick in Toledo, Ohio, watching on the Game Plus television network carried by Buckeye Cable. He says, no doubt folks in the United States sports landscape are keeping an eye on NHL free agency, NBA draft, and NFL camps. But the biggest story by far right now in the United States is Texas and OU leaving the Big 12 and going to the SEC. that affects other leagues and schools around the country. So I was asking, for those that didn't see it, I was asking our viewers in America, tell me what would be the parallel or comparison to these loony Canadian sports fans. And college football continually comes up. Which, by the way, Clark, what did Texas Longhorns say about my good friend Steve Sarkisian? They said they were working on it, right? Oh. We're working on it. That's what the Longhorns are saying. So we got to get Sark on. And we will. Trust me. Yeah, see, now it's getting into a crap talking thing, and I don't want, like, they're trashing the Dallas Cowboys fans. They're trashing the Rams fans. Not doing that. But on the thing with OU, Oklahoma, and Texas Longhorns switching conferences, Big 12 to the SEC, I said to Darren, what would be a good, in the break here, I said, what would be a good parallel to say to our viewers in Canada to understand the concept of why this is such a big deal? And I'll let you tell them.
It's a huge deal. I mean, this is monumental land shift. And the Big 12 losing two of their premier teams, maybe the two biggest teams, to the SEC might crumble the entire conference. And it's a money thing because those schools now, you don't recruit as much when you're not playing against those teams all the time. The Big 12 is the one network or the one conference in the States that doesn't have its own television network, right? There's an ACC network. There's an SEC network. There's no Big 12 network, although the Longhorns have their own network. I think it's part of the ESPN family of channels. But them moving conferences is such a land shift in the United States. And the only thing I can compare that to is we started by saying if Toronto, the Argonauts, moved to the XFL or signed with a spring league in the States. And I'm like, well, the Argos... You
amended that.
Yes, because the Argos aren't the Longhorns of Canadian football. It would be like the Riders or the Winnipeg Blue Bombers moving to the XFL or moving to the Alliance League or some spring league in the States. That's how big this is in the U.S. football landscape. Can you imagine Saskatchewan or Winnipeg saying, we're going to move and go join this other league? That would be big news every single day of that process all across this country. And that's what's happening in the U.S.
Jenna Reagan writes in, she's in Southern California, says XFL with a blue heart and a pink heart. That XFL just keeps coming up, hey?
Mm-hmm.
William May, watching in Canada's only border city, says, are they starting to pay college players down in the States? Sort of. They've allowed players to make money from their images and likenesses, correct? And names.
That's right.
So that's millions and millions and millions of dollars. From Roe Williamson, watching on YouTube, says, Pat's fan here. Patriots. He says, I would say we've been spoiled. If the Patriots did not make the Super Bowl, it was a disappointment. I think all the other team fans were jealous. That's probably what it is more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
You win, and what have we long said about Robert Kraft? These fans were defending Robert Kraft. He won us 6 Super Bowls. He can do whatever he wants. And he did. Jennifer down at the Four Seasons says, loved the interview with Aaron Rodgers yesterday. Hey, it's 11:11, by the way. Take a drink. We covered it in the Daily Blitz, the warm-up.
Yes.
I'll say it again. 1 hour ago in this time slot, we do the warm-up every day. Darren has, well, actually, it's Jordan that does it now, right?
He clips it, yeah.
Director Jordan clips it, takes that 20 minutes, puts it on your favorite podcast platform, and you can just watch. They call it the Daily Blitz. I have no idea why Darren wanted to do that. He's like, why not? Because there was another one called the warm-up, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
But every day, the warm-up is the best 20 minutes in sports, as everybody says. So we went on the thing with Aaron Rodgers, and we're all, because Jennifer brought it up, I'll address it here. For those that missed it, the Packers quarterback has shown up to training camp. Even his best friend said he wasn't going to. And then he proceeded to pretty much take a leak all over the Packers at this news conference yesterday. And, like, again, were you watching Get Up this morning where they played the entire clip?
He told everybody who's in charge, and it's Aaron Rodgers. And, I mean, he explained the whole situation. He wanted to have some say in personnel decisions. He wanted to be involved in those conversations. He said, nobody comes to Green Bay for vacation. They come here to play with me and to win a Super Bowl and to be a contender. And he says he works out with stars in the offseason all across the NFL. He's like, I could be recruiting them to come to Green Bay, but they don't want me to. And he absolutely, I'm with Aaron Rodgers on this. I think he should be involved in these conversations, but he's a generational talent. I don't think every player or even every star should be involved. It's a tight thing. It's a very slippery thing. But when you're special, and Aaron Rodgers I would put as a special player, you should have that treatment. And he basically went out and said, I want what Tom has. That's what I heard. Tom Brady has all these things. They brought in the players he wanted to Tampa. They put in the game plan he wanted. They worked 9 weeks of the season to get that all sorted out before they started winning games. Aaron wants a little bit of that, and he sees somebody else getting it.
And he went further to say, and I don't know if it was yesterday or over the weekend, Aaron Rodgers said Green Bay is not a vacation destination. And what I read that to be is people go to Florida on vacation. People don't go to Green Bay when they got a week off.
Bingo.
Right? He's like, I'm suffering living in Wisconsin. Look at Tom. He goes to work on a boat every day.
You can justify a free agent signing. Right. They want to go to Florida or to Vegas or to California. They're not exactly clamoring to go spend time in Wisconsin.
More from Mick in Toledo, Ohio. He says Big 12 will go from getting $30 million per team per year from TV revenue to getting less than $9 million. Imagine the Riders and Bombers leaving the CFL together. What would the rest of the league do? That's the situation the Big 12 is in. So very good parallel by you on that.
Thanks.
Sean in Vancouver, watching on Game Plus television, says Seahawks fans are the most delusional and arrogant fans. Very, very possible. Maybe. But I haven't lived out by them, so I'll just pass it along. I'm not going to agree or disagree. But that's not really the question, right?
Right.
Who is the most arrogant? What did I say? What was the question?
We started talking about fan bases, but delusional, emotional, and irrational fan base, I think. This one day I'm on this team and the next day I'm not cheering for this team anymore. One day I love the team and we can win. The next day, fire the coach, fire the GM, this player needs to be traded. There's some arrogant fan bases who say, well, we lost, but it doesn't matter. We're still okay. We're going to win every other game. And you're annoying, but you're not on the bandwagon, off the bandwagon on
There's a difference.
Daily basis. There is a difference. And I guess those fan bases are fragile. They're a little more fragile.
Damaged
and fragile. There's annoying, and then there's damaged and fragile, and that's those fan bases.
Jan in Moose Jaw writes in on the Prairie Mobile text line from the 690. Jan in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, says Kraken Karma. Chris Dreger's great-grandma was from Kayville, Saskatchewan. Did you know that's right down the road from Avonlea? Okay. It's like literally on the road to Avonlea.
Wow.
Regina may be Riderville, but Saskatchewan is the home of Kayville. Go Kraken. And we put that Kraken jersey up in our lobby in Legends Hall.
Yep.
Is the winner of the playoff draft going to come get it?
He's been notified and has not responded.
We're going to give him how many days? 2?
Yeah, this prize must be redeemed within 30 days.
Or we're keeping it. Slump Buster Podcast watching on YouTube says the Cowboys definitely fragile. Are you talking about the football team or us, the fans? Because I would have some time for the argument that we're damaged as a fan base, no doubt. But I will also say that we have 3 Super Bowls in the color television era, which not everybody can say.
That's right.
Anyways, we'll continue this discussion after the break. Mighty Mouth, Bryn Griffiths will be joining us from the City of Champions. This has been the second half kickoff for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. You're watching on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook, live streaming daily, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. RP Show continues. Daytime sports talk coming at you on the Game Plus TV network. Just ahead of Bryn Mighty Mouth Griffiths joining in from Edmonton. Hey, who isn't into the Olympics? Canada continued its medal streak at the Tokyo Games with a bronze in rowing. Victoria's Kaylee Filmer and Hilary Janssens of Surrey finished third in the women's pair. Toronto swimmer Penny Alexia can become Canada's most decorated Olympian with a medal in the women's 100-meter freestyle. She won gold in the event at the 2016 Rio Games. It's one of her 5 career medals. The event goes tonight in Canada. That's tomorrow morning in Tokyo. So something to watch there. Well, let's bring in our longtime friend, Bryn Griffiths from the Outsiders podcast. His partner, Robin Brownlee, had to beg off. Bryn, I think you can handle it. How you doing, my man?
I think I'll be all right. I'm doing great. You, Rod?
I'm doing well, and what I love about you is you are a Swiss Army knife. You can talk about a lot of things and talk about them all well. Can we start with the Edmonton Oilers, if you don't mind? Because our poll question yesterday was, how do you feel about the Oilers' off-season moves? And it was like 50-50. So can you break the tie? Where are you on what Ken Holland's done here?
Well, here's the thing. What have they won in the last few years, right? They got to get into the second and the third round with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So they had to shake up. I'm going to use a term, and somebody might have to Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. They've got an etch-a-sketch, and they got to shake it, and they have to kind of rebuild inside what they already have. And I think that they've done that. And I look forward to seeing what Kenny Holland's done. But I know one thing, the group they had wasn't getting it done. And so now they've decided to go in a little different direction. We can break that down a little further, though, if you'd like.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, Zach Hyman immediately makes their top six more dangerous. And Zach Hyman immediately makes their bottom six more dangerous because you want to talk about a Swiss Army knife. He fits that category. I really think that he's going to do something that I was kind of hoping more from Zach Kassian, for example. And that is bring it every night. Cass, from my money, did not do that and has not done that. He's a valuable member of the organization, but they needed somebody who's going to come in and basically bring his lunch bucket for every single game. I think that that's exactly what you're going to see out of Hyman. And so I think that he is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle. The problem is when you take a look at the Edmonton Oilers last season, you break down their goaltending. Did their goaltending cost them? No, not really. Their goaltending was fine last season. The problem is it was a little wildly inconsistent at times. However, look where they finished. They finished strongly in the much talked about, overrated All-Canadian division. And I also think that I don't really have as much of a problem with the goaltending as a lot of people do. I think Mike Smith had himself a hell of a year last year. He's going to have to duplicate that this year. Can he do it? Not really sure. Defensively, okay, Adam Larson walks away because he needed a change. The Edmonton Oilers offered exactly what Seattle did. I don't necessarily think that's a reflection on the team. Adam went through some really difficult times here, and I totally get him deciding to move on, and I wish him all the best. Then you have Ethan Bear, and I love the kid a lot. I got a lot of time for Ethan. I still remember doing an interview with him at the draft. I call it the Connor McDavid draft. And he was selected last in that draft by the Edmonton Oilers. He's a really good kid. I just don't think he was played properly down the stretch. I think he played way too many minutes because of guys being banged up in that series against the Winnipeg Jets. He can't play 27 minutes a game. Got to play 20. And he made some horrible errors in the playoffs, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you can only play guys the right amount of time. And I think that they overplayed him. But he's moving on, and he'll be fine for Carolina. I thought that was a good move for the Edmonton Oilers. I think for the most part, Rod, we can sit here and overanalyze. I know the fan base, and you guys are talking about fan bases being almost toxic in some cases. I think it depends. Hang on a second. Where's the toxic device? I have it right here. I have the toxic device right here. I think that with the Edmonton Oilers, they've got a lot of good pieces in place. Now we're going to see whether Duncan Keith can step it up. There's a lot of interesting question marks going into the season. I kind of like what they did. I think they had to do something because staying with the same group wasn't really going to help. I think Darnell Nurse's situation is going to get solved pretty quick here. It sounded like in the Hyman media availability yesterday that both Darnell Nurse and Connor McDavid had a huge impact on him coming to Edmonton. They're training with him. And I would have to think that Darnell Nurse wasn't going to overextend himself to get Zach Hyman to come to Edmonton unless he himself sees good positive things for him moving forward. So I guess we're going to see. There's a lot of question marks. I heard all the experts yesterday talk about the positives and negatives. Yeah, there's some. But let's move forward and have some fun with it.
John Kirby in Edmonton says, I'm a little disappointed they traded Ethan Bear. That was a big shocker, but Bryn, you covered that. My thoughts are, I love Ethan. He's been in this studio. He's from here, but I think it was time for a change, and I think he's going to be 25 this year. He's not a kid anymore, so it's. I just think it didn't work in Edmonton. And listen, I think that Braden Holtby would have been an amazing fit with the Edmonton Oilers. I've been saying, bring him home, Ken. for 2 years, but Ken Holland was a goalie, as you know. So I think that he knows what he's doing, believe it or not.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is that when you determined that you're going to bring Mike Smith back for 2 years at X amount of dollars, the secondary goaltender was going to have to come in at less dollars, and that eliminated a lot of guys yesterday. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to offload the Koskinen contract on any other team, but I know one thing, whoever's going to be backing up Mike Smith is going to have to be making less than Mike Smith. That's just the way I see it.
To the CFL, and we can go around the league on this, Bryn, but Jax watching on YouTube. Jax is very surprised. He's watching on YouTube to hear Craig Dickinson doesn't have final say on the Rider team roster at the end of training camp. Jeremy O'Day and the team operations get that determination. That from a 3 Down Nation article. So we can talk about every team's different, right? But it does not surprise. Jeremy O'Day is running every aspect of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Believe you me. And if you don't believe me, you're barking up the wrong tree. However, John Frenzy, whom you would know well, John Lynch predicted an Edmonton Elks Grey Cup championship. He did on the weekend. I put it on Twitter.
Really?
Beating the Hamilton Tiger Cats in the Grey Cup. Is there getting to be some, some elk fever, if that's a thing? Rutting season. Has it started in Edmonton yet?
From what I've heard, and that's a bad elk joke, I just seem to sense that there is a bit of an enthusiastic, positive surge with the name change. And everybody worried very, very much about how is it going to play out. We've talked numerous times about the fact that the missing demographic for the Canadian Football League was basically the 25 to 40-year-olds. They were going to have to step up now. Now that all the stuff with the XFL and the Rock is basically being put on the back burner, I don't think that's done. I think it's on the back burner for now. But it's time for that demographic to step up. And I think from what I'm hearing on ticket sales and the enthusiasm is that demographic is looking for something to go to have a beer at. And I think that they're going to do quite well off the field. Merchandising has been shockingly, they thought that there would be a surge in merchandising with the Elks, but I don't think they thought it was going to be as strong as it's been. It's been overwhelming, and that's great. So there's a lot of positives off the field. As for what we're going to see on the field, and for John to go out on a limb like that, that's pretty big. But when you try to break down this league and who's going to be coming out of the woodwork and who's going to be your champs, that's a crapshoot. I think I just don't know how anybody can handicap this race this year, having taken a year off. The other thing too, if I have 2 Achilles tendons that are quite healthy for a guy who's 61. I have no idea what's going on. Well, I don't have to tell people in Saskatchewan what's going on with Achilles tendons, but I really think that we're going to see some big surprises. I think it all depends on which quarterback gets out of the gate fast. I think we're also going to have to overanalyze a little bit to say which defenses are going to be stepping up. But how can anybody handicap the race right now around the league until at least after Labor Day? But as for the enthusiasm level here, I'm sensing that they're on a bit of a high here, and that's a good thing.
Well, you're right. It is saying a lot for John Lynch to pick Edmonton because he hates them with a passion. And it is too early to make any prediction. I don't want to make any predictions either, but Lynch isn't afraid, as you know. William May, watching in Lloyd, says Edmonton Elks have been doing a great job of marketing their team. From James in Borden, Manitoba, says the Elks is starting to sound right. I think I like it more. I still think it should have been Elk. This isn't a service club, but whatever. They didn't consult me, Bryn.
Rod, before you go, I do struggle with Elks. I got to be honest. But the name part, I am not struggling with. Brian Kelly was on with us on The Outsiders a few weeks ago, and he said, look, I understand the change, the name change and everything, and I'm fully supportive of it. However, when we talk about the former football team, once an Eskimo, always an Eskimo, he said. So the name change thing, there's still a bit of a tug of war with a lot of people. But as for the plural part of it, I feel more comfortable talking about elk than Elks. So I agree. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Mandy in Edmonton has joined the party. She says every CFL team name ends with S. Well, so what, Mandy, if every team was jumping off what's the bridge in Edmonton?
Cliffs.
Transcona? The which?
Bridges.
Yeah.
The bridges, the cliffs. You're talking about the high level?
Well, whatever. If everybody was jumping off the bridge, is that a reason to do it? I think it's like the Jazz and the Heat and the Mammoth and the this and the that. I would have preferred Elk for that reason. But, we got some time here, but Mountain Tate's watching on YouTube writes in all caps, O'Day is the GM. That is literally O'Day's job, man. He's not in charge of popcorn sales. Well, that's why they call him the general manager. They generally manage everything. But how do you feel about that? He has said he has the last say on the final cuts. And I do think every team operates differently, but O'Day's ass is on the line. He should be allowed that latitude.
I would strongly suggest that any coach is going to have a discussion with everybody at the end of the day. And the GM is the guy that's bringing in the talent. So I would have to think that a good GM is going to sit there, give very strong impact. And I guess, where does the buck stop? It does stop with the general manager. But every good organization, there's always these meetings. You've been around long enough to know that a general manager is going to have a monstrous impact on the what you see on the field or what you see on the ice. So I'm not surprised to hear that. That wouldn't concern me in the slightest. I would fully suspect that a general manager or the director of player operations or whatever the title is going to be working with the coach, and somebody has to make the final decision. I think that the big guy, you hire the right people to make the call. And at the end of the day, if you have an issue, man, I hate that expression. When things come to the crunch, the general manager, if he's got a real issue with something, has got to at least say something to the head coach. There's got to be a consensus. I just don't think it's all going to be left up to the head coach. That's just the way I see it.
Jeff, the Stamps fan, says the choices on players should be collaborative. They are collaborative, but at the end of the day, sometimes you need a tiebreaker. Have we not all seen Moneyball? And that was a true story. I've been in those meetings. Somebody eventually has to stand up and pound the table and say, this is the way it is. And with the Saskatchewan Roughriders,
I totally
it's the GM. Yeah, do you not think Huff's doing that in Calgary over Dave Dickinson? I will guarantee he is.
Absolutely. And I've had the chance to work for both the Winnipeg Jets and the Edmonton Oilers, and I've been in meetings, as you have, and it's like trade deadline day. It's not just the general managers sitting down in that office and talking. The coach is in there. Frequently, the captain will be given a phone call or will be involved in those discussions. There's a lot of people that are part of the organization, but somebody's got to make the final call. A good general manager, I think most GMs get a 5-year reign. Most coaches get at least a 3-year reign. And at the end of the day, I did it again. The end of the day, I still believe that a good general manager wants to work with a coach, but a coach should have the final say in a lot of respects because it's his ass on the line, right?
Right. That's the thing. Speaking of cliches, we've run out of time, as always, far too soon. But can you give me yours?
Is this the end of the day?
Can you give me yours?
I can, Rod. It's great being on with you. I really appreciate being on with you. But you know what? I'm out of here.
That's how he always signs off. Where can people listen to The Outsiders, Bryn?
Just go to any of your favorite ear candy sites like Apple, Spotify, Deezer, any of those things, and look up The Outsiders. Robin Brownlee and I do a podcast every Monday, except on the holiday long weekends, and we always have a lot of fun, and it's been great. And the listening audience just keeps growing, so we want to thank everybody for that and retweeting our message. And Rod, thanks. It's always great to be on with you. I love it.
Thank you, Bryn. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a good rest of the summer.
All right, Rod. See ya.
Bryn Griffiths, he's out of here from Edmonton. I
like that.
He used to call Moose Jaw Warriors games the Moose Jaw Warriors on 800 CHAB, and that's what he would say at the end of the game. I'm out of here. I was listening. I remember.
That's good.
Sports update coming up, and we will kick around all of these fun topics. We got quite a few on the table today because this is the Golden Corral of sports talk, a little bit of something for everybody. And today we've had college football For the love of Pete.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook live streaming and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody.
What?
I think.
Do I want to know?
Somebody, I think, got caught by spell check. Read that. The one from Dawn. And while you do, keep the camera on both of us. Wait till he sees his reaction.
What?
Spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some would refer to it as a rooster. It's another term. What's another term for a rooster, Alex? Ding.
Boom.
Bob's your uncle.
You're right. You got it.
That comes through.
Sports update. The NBA. What could he possibly have been trying to write?
I didn't read the rest of it, okay? I haven't put it into context.
The NBA draft goes tonight. at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The Toronto Raptors have the 4th overall pick. The last time the Raptors picked that high, they selected Hall of Famer Chris Bosh in 2003. I'd say that worked out well. He won a championship with the Heat. Canada's men's soccer team faces Mexico tonight in Houston for a semifinal match at the Gold Cup. The last time the 70th ranked Canada beat the Mexicans was in 2000, en route to its lone victory at the championship tournament for teams from North and Central America and the Caribbean. The Toronto Blue Jays are in Boston tonight to finish off a 4-game set. Lefty Hyun-Jin Ryu gets the start as the Blue Jays look to end the series with a split. The Jays finally head back to Toronto after the game and will play their first game at Rogers Center in nearly 2 years tonight against Kansas City. And the baseball trade deadline is fast approaching. Teams are starting to get busy. Before Friday's 4 p.m. Eastern cutoff, the Yankees made Wednesday's biggest splash, reaching a deal to get all-star slugger Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers. The 27-year-old has 25 homers this season. So far, nothing from the Toronto Blue Jays. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League. Breaking news and analysis, visit today, dubnetwork.ca. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. Did you figure it out? What he was trying to write?
We're working on it. So he writes the message. I replied, "Excuse me?"
Oh.
And he says, "Whoops," with an exclamation mark, using Siri. So I'm waiting for the actual explanation. But basically,
talk to text.
Oh, yeah. If the winner of your playoff pool doesn't want that blank and sweater, the second place finisher, me, will certainly take it.
Oh, he wants that Kraken
jersey. He wants that jersey. But there's a word in there that got slipped in, and I'm not... Oh.
Yeah, anyways.
How about that?
Proofread your texts, please. Because I try to read them before I read them on the air, but I got a lot of Ron Burgundy in me. You know what I mean? Just
read the prompter.
Reading the prompter. Stay classy, San Diego. Simon Fudge watching right saying, "Greetings from Doha, Qatar. End of the work week here, and I'm in an Irish pub in the Middle East. Enjoy. Cheers. Ships ahoy." My cousin Chris is watching in Medicine Hat. Hi, Chris. Love you. Christine. Happy. William May says, "Who needs ESPN or TSN when we have the Rod Pedersen Show?" I completely agree. And I know the dude, John Kirby, wants our take on, he's asked multiple times here. I wonder what Rod's thoughts are on fully vaccinated people being allowed only at Winnipeg CFL games. I'm fully for it. You need to watch the show every day because I don't want to go back. There's not a remedial course here. We move on. But I think every CFL team, if that's what it takes to get people into the building and we can play football, get your shots and go. What the hell? And if you don't want your shots, that's also fine. It's personal choice, but stay the hell home. I love that the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Wade Miller, who's president, has huge balls. He put his foot down and said, "This is the policy. If you don't like it, stay home." That's what I think about it. But overall, I'm over it. I'm over it. Can we announce yet that we're going to Winnipeg in a couple of weeks? Can we announce it?
Yeah. We just did.
You just did, Rod.
You just did.
We're going there on Friday, how's my math, August 13th for the Toronto Argonauts at the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and we'll be doing a live show from the Manitoba capital, Winnipeg. I'm fully vaccinated. He's fully vaccinated. I'm not telling people what to do, but you know what I know? I can go to the damn football game because I'm double vaccinated. I'm in favor of it, John in Edmonton. And by the way, why I think people enjoy this show is it is an inside look at sports. So we were asking, or they were asking earlier, is it right that the general manager of the Saskatchewan Roughriders has final say over the team's roster? Shouldn't that be the coach's thing? No, it shouldn't, I don't think. It should be the GM's necessarily because he's ahead of the coach on the flow chart. And you know what flows downhill. So if the team sucks, you know who's going to get fired. First the coach, but eventually the GM. And Jax on YouTube says, Mr. Pedersen is right. Collaboration is the word. So they do collaborate. Every team's different. But my dad, a scout for 26 years in the National Hockey League, 10 more years in the Western Hockey League. I've sat in some of those meetings, but he's told me about some of them too. They all sit around the room, just like Moneyball, okay? And they're all wearing the same thing. Gray pants, black sweater, black coat. As Colby Armstrong calls it, the scout fit. It's a scout fit. They all dress the same.
That's good.
And they all have the leather-bound notepad.
Yeah.
And, for instance, this is with the Brandon Wheat Kings when my dad was there. They'd go around after every session, and you would number the players based on their play, 1, 2, or 3. Darren, what'd you think of Terry Yake?
1.
What did you think of Kelly Hitchens?
Oh, he's 3.
What did you think of Chad Silver?
Yeah, 3.
All around the room. And then they would add that up at the end, and that's how they evaluated. That's one way of doing it. There's a lot of different ways to... You don't like when I say this. I can't say skin a cat anymore. There's a lot of ways to make the soup. He doesn't want the... He doesn't want the PETA people after
Do
me.
we still have the PETA photo? We never did put it up. Do you still have it, Clark? Can we put it up?
We'll take a break. What do we got? What do we got here? I didn't even know the...
Here's your PETA photo.
Stop using anti-animal language. You just found that fast?
So I had queued him up with this a while ago. So instead of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, it's feed 2 birds with 1 scone. Instead of be the guinea pig, it's be the test tube. Or, you know, you always say looking up a dead horse's ass. That's not on here. But instead of beat a dead horse, it's feed a fed horse.
Stop! What's wrong with beat a dead horse? The horse is already dead.
Yeah, but they say feed a fed horse.
No. There's nothing offensive about beat a dead horse because the horse is already dead. Stop it.
Let's make a note. Look at the bottom corner. It's PETA's list. It's not mine. I didn't come up with it. Anyways, that's...
Come on.
I'm not saying...
Look, I think we've just cracked the lid on a new topic, and we'll get into it when we come back for overtime, okay? You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
At Capital GMC, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time, and you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us, because at Capital GMC, we'll buy it.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Okay, thanks for holding through the break, everybody. We got to the bottom of it. We got to the bottom of what Don, our Navy friend, was trying to text us. He was trying to text the Kraken sweater. And somehow his autocorrect texted an X-rated word at us. That's what I can't figure out. How autocorrect would do that. But we're giving the guy how many days to claim his Seattle Kraken jersey from our...
Yeah.
Or we're moving on. But I don't know that we're necessarily going to give it to Don.
No. Maybe. But maybe not.
It's funny, by the way, we were talking about non-politically correct phrases, and I said there's nothing wrong with beating a dead horse. And by the way, my brother has texted me, it's blowing air up a dead horse's ass. That's the phrase that you were referring to. Okay. The horse is already dead, so how is that offensive? I don't understand. And Ryan, watching on YouTube, says they're not calling it beating a dead horse anymore. They're calling it the XFL. And that has riled up all of the XFL fans that are watching. Which, yeah, go ahead. You're going to say something?
No. I was waiting for the drum beat.
Oh, you got
it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. A debate has erupted in the YouTube comments section here. Ray says Jeremy O'Day should be in charge of hot dog sales. What the heck? Now people are mad about that they're not printing tickets anymore, or they are. I don't know. I don't care about any of that. I really don't. Is that what we're fighting about now? Whether you're printing tickets or getting a card? Like, what the hell? I don't even know how they're doing tickets. They're
electronic,
emailing them or whatever. Yeah. But here's the thing with the XFL. I have lost my zip for so much of this. But I look at all the viewers that have written in today, and the guys from the XFL Markcast who are retweeting clips from our show today, and Jenna in Southern California and Darren in Salt Lake City, all XFL fans that have tuned into this show and strengthened what we do and collaborated and worked together. And it's what I think could happen for professional football in Canada if they did partner with the XFL. Why would we not want to welcome 326 million people south of the border that happen to love football? And so we wouldn't have to ask our players to take 40% pay cuts. Just to play. And I'm personally struggling with getting into the CFL season for my own reasons. That has to do with these players that are taking these massive pay cuts, and the fans, they literally don't care. You see it in here every day. They're writing in and they're saying, can't wait for the season. Who cares that the players aren't getting their bonuses? Who cares this? Really? That's ruined it a lot for me, but I understand that I'm in the minority. But that hardcore, rabid CFL crowd that are screw everybody else has turned me off.
Yeah.
And that's just me speaking.
No,
you know where I'm coming from?
I do. It's like, forget about everybody else. If we're not, it's the CFL or nothing, right? Just be a fan of the CFL. And you can be a fan of the NFL. And you can be a fan of the XFL if you want to, right? It's, let's just get back to football and let's just enjoy the games. Let's not worry about what's better than something else. Let's not worry about, what players are getting. When it comes down to football, let's just enjoy the football. And let's not worry about you being right or wrong or me being right or wrong. And all the arguing and bickering, yeah, it is a little bit of a turnoff, for sure.
I am officially turned off, is my point. Like, somebody brings up, Jeff, the Stamps fan, says the CFL is where my heart is. Cool. That's great for you. And you, Jeff, don't denigrate the XFL like a lot of other people. But do you know what I'm saying? The resistance to change and the fact that I'm trying to facilitate change and the things that have been said about me and hurled at me, I just lost my zip for it. That's all. Lauren in Kamloops, BC says, CFL players have rolled with everything the pandemic has dealt them. They just want to play. I just want to watch. And so do I. But can we get to the dang games? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Feels like it's taking forever.
I know.
The poll question today, by the way, is who's winning the NHL offseason for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center? Our options were Seattle, Chicago, New Jersey, or other, and running away with it is other, with 43% on Twitter and Facebook 44%. But I will say Seattle's done a pretty good job, and it's interesting that they're saying they are trying to build their team through free agency, not as much through the expansion draft, a la the way the Vegas Golden Knights did. But anyways, a lot of topics there. Okay, 15 seconds they're telling me. Tomorrow, Mike Abu-Meshrik in studio and Ryan Ballantyne on a Football Friday. Anything lastly from you, Moose?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Okay, see you tomorrow, noon Eastern, 10 a.m. Mountain, right here on Game Plus. I don't know. This is not an online therapy session whatsoever.